Some golfers teach with TrackMan, some use slow-mo, but Kawa Swing, he's teaching with a table tennis paddle and a YouTube paywall so tight you'd think he was guarding the recipe for Coca-Cola. Every full video of his is locked, members only. You want to see the magic? That's $14.99 a month, which, to be fair, is still cheaper than most golf lessons and about the same as 3 gas station hot dogs, and probably just as mysterious. But he does have shorts, which are basically the free samples at Costco. You get a tiny taste, but you leave wanting more, and you're not so sure if you just discovered culinary brilliance or if you've just been hypnotized into eating 14 mystery meat mini sausages while a stranger in a hairnet told you about their new credit card program. In one of those shorts, he compares his golf swing to a table tennis strike, which is interesting but doesn't make sense. Well, today we're going to break down his motion, check some fundamentals, and see if this is a breakthrough or just another method built around personal feel. And we will find out if he's one of those rare gurus who actually does what they teach. And so far, here on this channel, we've only found one that has. So you be the judge, drop your verdict in the comments below. And if you do like this kind of breakdown, the next one is on Tiger Golf. You guys asked for it, so hit that subscribe and turn notifications on for that one. And I'm going live this weekend with our free live stream breakdown on your golf swing submissions to teach your real cause and effect. The link is in the description if you want to send yours in. And at the end of the video, I'll give you my honest opinion on his teachings, where I think he nails it and where the ping pong ball just goes sailing into the parking lot. Okay, first off, we're going to take a look at the paddle tennis explanation, and what he's trying to accomplish here is keeping that club face very de-lofted as he rotates through. Now, obviously, as you sequence, there's rotation, there's tilting involved, so this is basically what he's trying to do with the hands and forearms. That's my interpretation of this. We can see the right palm is down, and we saw another short of his in that intro where he discusses the right hand staying down at all times. And again, this could be the feel, and we're going to find out if it is truly feel. So there's the right palm down. We're keeping that right palm down as we rotating through. He's keeping that right palm down. He's holding that club face, de-lofting it. Now at this point, if you were to actually make contact with the golf ball, it's going to go straight in the ground. So what he is trusting is going to happen is the tilting and the turning, and by increasing your tilt and hanging back, you actually carry that de-lofting, and by tilting, you're trying to add that loft back again. Now, in order to do it in this position, you would have to tilt like that to get that club face to at least be somewhere near to its static angle. And what he's trying to explain here is what other people do, and what he does not want you to do is the rotation up and the rotation through. So he's saying palm up is not what you were looking for, and palm down is not what you're looking for. Now keep that in mind. That's what he wants you to not do. Now, quick relation, we're going to look at a quick slow-mo here of a professional table tennis player, ping pong champion. Let's take a look at him real quick. That is the same motion he's trying to encourage in the description, and then also encourage in the golf swing. So just so we all are basically aware of what is going on. But now let's go back to the video and take a look at his motion. And we start off with a couple of waggles. So we see there is that position he's looking for, the bowing of the left wrist. Now, bowing the wrist doesn't necessarily close it as much as de-lofting. So you have to be careful. If you bow your wrist, you are going to de-loft that club. Now, to add loft, you better have some pretty significant spin loft, which means club head speed. So if you don't have club head speed, the ball is going to go straight in the ground. Stingers, worm burners, you're going to break Mrs. Havenkamp's ankles when she's yelling at you, or you had better find a way to compensate that with your body by increasing tilting, which is a very hard thing to do. When I saw this swing, it looks very similar to like Juju-esque swing. So we'll see that club being pulled up and away, and all we're trying to do, and this is what Juju swing tries to do as well, they try and keep that club as close to this spine angle going back. And obviously it works for Juju, and it has worked for Matt Wolf, and there's plenty of people that it can work for. But remember, you're the average Joe watching this on the couch. I don't know if this is something that you were trying to encourage. One thing that I did see he mentioned was a severe strong left wrist, but you better have the body mechanics to counterbalance that strong grip. So this is one of those things where just because you think you might be doing this, you better make sure everything is exactly like this gentleman to do it. But let's take a look at the top of the swing. Once we go on down, we see that club face is here. So the club face is still relatively closed, but we don't see an exaggerated bow at all at this point in the swing. But now, as we come on down through, we can see, do we see a bowing action? I don't really see a bowing action. We see the club face is relatively closed to his left forearm. But remember, when the grip is starting strong and you actually get to the neutral top position like we see him here, that club face will be closed. So we're seeing the effects of hands returning to a normal position in the golf swing. And as we come on through, we see the plane is definitely lower. It's probably not as exaggerated as his practice swing, but we take a look at that. That right palm is obviously not straight up in the sky, but it's also not pointing anywhere down towards the ground. It is probably in the middle, which is again what most golfers do. And we come on through, you can definitely see this position here. You would not be able to get that club in that position if your right hand was down on the ground. Now we come on through, we see there's that right hand. Watch the right hand. The right hand is squaring up, and we watch the right hand will throw around. So the right hand goes from open to close. So there is opening to closing. Now remember, this is a feel for him. This is my opinion, is he is teaching based on his feel, and what really occurs in the golf swing is different, obviously. But when you create a method around your feel, somebody's going to be watching this and try to duplicate exactly this, and they're just going to be rope hooking everything because that club face is going to be so shut. And anytime they have a club face that's de-lofted and shut, your path accentuates that miss. So this is just a little bit of a caution for you, but let's take a look at one more. Okay, here's another one. Watch the right palm. So he's feeling like that right palm stays down and continues to stay down throughout the golf swing and does not arrive in an upward manner. But you take a look, and what I think is happening here is he is feeling this part of his swing here. So when he takes that club back, watch the right palm. The right palm will be down, right? So that's what he is feeling, and he is probably trying to carry that feel throughout the continuation of his golf swing down into impact. So we see him trying to encourage that here. So right palm is down and right palm stays down. So this is it. And this is the infinity loop, I believe he also teaches in the top of the swing, which is Juju-esque style. So we see the right palm stays down, right palm continues to stay down. But it can't work like that, because if you take a look, even his swing, he feels the right palm staying down, which it does there. And once this infinity loop happens, the forearm and the hands have worked back to a neutral position, but because they started strong in the club face, that's what gives him a closed and de-lofted position relative to that in swing change. So as we come on down through, we can see that right hand is not going to be pointing down. The right palm is actually pointing up. So when you come on through, bam, that's where the hand can release and the right hand will go over the left. What he does a fantastic job of is just look at how he stays in his posture, and as he comes on through, he's still against that back brace line. He stays down and through. So this is very baseball-like, and I believe he was a baseball player or taught baseball or something. I can't really tell just because everything's in a different language and all the videos are closed for memberships. But he does a really good job of staying in his posture. His tilting is correct. So he does a lot of good things in the golf swing, but I just don't know. I just think that this is a feel-based method that he's trying to teach his feelings across. And you know, my philosophy on that is when you teach a feel, my feel is completely different than your feel. There's no real way to teach my feel to anybody. The best way to do this is if you're working with a coach. The coach will put you in whatever position you guys are working on, and then that coach will ask you, what is your feel? Because you tell me how you feel getting that top position, if the top position is what you're working on, because at least then you have your feel you can relate to. It's not my feel. So I hope you did enjoy that. Let me know if this makes sense to you. Let me know if you agree or not in the comments down below. Don't forget, Tiger Swing is coming up soon. I know that's a big one that you guys have mentioned to me. And if you have any more recommendations, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you this weekend on the live stream. Other than that, fairways and greens. A huge thank you to these incredible supporters on the screen and to you watching this video. Your support helps us bring our golf curriculum to low-income children around the world at no cost to them. Just like our location in Cape Flat, South Africa, in partnership with the Halo program. Please like, share, and consider subscribing. Together, we can give the gift of golf to kids who need it the most.